This is another video all about you. Let's get your opinion. Welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about the top eyeshadow palettes for fall. Welcome to September. Fall is in the air, not in Las Vegas, but it is almost football time and that makes me think of fall. I do start off my videos with an outfit of the day. I got this new like pajama loungewear set from Amazon and I'm digging it. It's super comfortable. It's like very soft. I like the material on it and gray is my favorite color. Don't make fun of me. So like I said, today we're doing best eyeshadow palettes for fall, top palettes for fall of all time as voted on by you. I did a video like this recently where we just talked about eyeshadow palettes in general, the best eyeshadow palettes of all time. I had you write in your top choices on my Instagram stories. We can do this little question feature. You can type in your responses. So I did that once again for fall makeup. I actually put in there fall palettes and lipsticks. There were lipsticks mentioned, but I felt like the majority of people were answering for eyeshadow palettes. So I thought I would just do a video on eyeshadow palettes specifically. And we had a bunch, like a bunch all over the place, but there was, I believe it's 8. There's 8 that got mentioned several times, and there's one that was a runaway, but a very close runner-up as well. So I'm gonna go through all of the palettes that you said are the best palettes for fall. Welcome to September. I hope that you have a great month. There is a free calendar download on bysamanthamarch.com, your September Healthy Habits calendar, and it is all cozy focused. Everything is cozy on there, so make sure you download that. That is a free download on my website. Let's jump into it though. I'm so excited about this. So, like I said, we had, there was a lot of mentions over here. We had a lot from Colourpop actually. None that actually made it into the top spot, but people are mentioning Colourpop Orange You Glad, Honey, The Wild Child, Colourpop Whatever, Colourpop It's a Mood was mentioned a few times as well. So a lot of different options here from Colourpop. I saw some Glam Light like the Dirty Martini, the Chucky palette, some Urban Decay like the Naked palette, the Honey palette, the Tartlet Toasted. Those were a few that I was seeing quite a few times. There was a few mentions for Natasha Denona Yucca palette. Good fall palette as well. Not my favorite palette, but good one for fall. So I saw the Metropolis mentioned a few times also, but I'm actually gonna scoot over because the majority of these palettes I don't own. So I will add in some photos. You'll have to let me know what palettes you do or don't have. As always, I will link everything down below. I forgot to mention, I just finished doing my makeup. I wasn't really planning to film an actual video today, but I got done filming for my members exclusive video for the month and I was feeling decently okay. So I thought that I could film another video, but if you are a member, this Get Ready With Me should be up now answering some of your questions, but anything that I'm wearing I will have linked in the description box. Coming towards the bottom with still a lot of votes but not as many, we had the Juvias Place Nomad palette. This is a palette that I think I used to own. When I looked up the photo of it, I was like, I had that one, right? I had quite a few Juvias Place palettes at one time. I've always I liked the formula. It was just never a formula that totally blew me away. Like, I think it's fine. I think that a lot of people do like it. It's just, especially with a more minimalist outlook these days, I really keep like the eyeshadow palettes like of the formulas that I really love. But this one does look so beautiful for fall. We got the yellow, we got the orange, we got the browns. Right now I actually see that it's discounted to only $6 on the Juvias Place website. So if that's something that you wanted to look into, $6 does not seem like a bad price. Then we had from e.l.f. Cosmetics, I saw this one mentioned several times and it was funny because one person said, like, I think this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but and I was like, no, it's not. I saw it multiple times. The e.l.f. Cosmetics Pumpkin Pie palette. This is one of the little quads. I actually did own this at one point too. I used to have a lot of these, like these little minis from e.l.f. Cosmetics, and there was this whole thing of like, are they a dupe for Natasha Denona and all of that? I mean, they have such a great price point on them, $3. I mean, you just can't go wrong for $3. If you were to give me like, what, a $35 gift card to like Walmart or Ulta or CVS or something like that, I feel, and I was supposed to do like a full face. Do we want a challenge video, y'all? And I was supposed to do a full face. Like, I would definitely put one of these e.l.f. palettes into my cart. For sure. Like, for $3, like, I could spend a little bit more on like a concealer or, you know, maybe Maybelline lipstick. Touch of spice, if you will. I saw that mentioned a lot under lipsticks. But these were great little palettes from e.l.f. Again, I prefer the Natasha Denona formula, so I think I decluttered most, if not all of these ones from e.l.f. But they're still, again, just because as a makeup reviewer, I had this comment come in on my recent declutter video, but I will say as a makeup reviewer, I don't feel like it is my job to necessarily keep all of the makeup that I review. Even the products that I think are good, the products I think are great, products that I think are favorites, I simply can't keep it all. As a reviewer and one who's been doing this for 8 years, I feel like it's my job to review, let you know what's good or bad, pros or cons, who it's good for, who maybe it's not good for, and then it's up to you if you want to buy it or not. We all have personal responsibility over what we choose to spend our money on. I can tell you that I think these e.l.f. palettes are definitely worth it, and that doesn't mean that I want to keep 6 in my own collection. So there's that. But still a great pick. Pumpkin pie looks like a good one for fall, and of course reminds me of Thanksgiving. I think I said I only had 2 of the palettes. I have 3. Maybe I didn't say that. A lot of votes for this one as well, and I saw a lot of comments saying you wish this wouldn't be discontinued. But Raw Beauty Kristi and Colourpop, this is the At For a Sight palette. Yes, this is really beautiful for fall. Like, actually, I feel like I kind of want to do like a get ready with me with this palette, even though it is discontinued, so I don't know if that would be like great or not. But you know, I'm looking at these greens, I'm looking at a little gold right here. Almost that time. I'm getting so excited for football season and nervous. This is definitely a beautiful palette for fall. Even just, I loved all the artwork on this. I thought it was so fun, so Kristi as well. Like, the back is beautiful also. All of the shade names. Again, it's not available anymore, but do you still own the Colourpop and Raw Beauty Kristi palette? It's a pretty one. Okay, kind of moving into like the next tier, if you will, like still top palettes, but the next tier of like getting a lot of different votes. The Natasha Denona Mini Bronze. Not super surprised to see this one. You know, I do love the Natasha Denona formula, but the Mini Bronze just like, it didn't drive it all the way home for me. But the Mini Bronze is still a great option for fall. A little 5-pan here if you want to try out the Natasha formula. If you want, you know, some more of those like bronzy, the kind of like sunset eyes, which are so beautiful at this time of year. Natasha Denona Mini Bronze is going to be a great way to try it out. I am an affiliate with Natasha and my discount code is Samantha. There's a man walking in my yard and is probably very confused what I'm doing. Hello, sir. I'm just being an influencer. Don't mind me. But I was saying I am an affiliate with Natasha Denona and my code is Samantha and it gets you 15% off. So of course all that information will be linked down below. Another one that I saw quite a bit, the Too Faced Pumpkin Spice palette. There was a few different ones from Too Faced. Also the gingerbread palette was mentioned quite a bit, but the pumpkin pie or pumpkin spice, that one really had a lot of votes. And this one just looks like fall in the palette, but we have like a little pop of color here too with the pink. Even just with the outer packaging, I feel like this is one of those that once you start like decorating for fall, once you start buying the sugar cookies with the pumpkin on it, those are the only sugar cookies I like, and I'm so excited. I had a friend get me groceries the other day. I'm not leaving my apartment much. But I had a friend give me groceries the other day and I was so mad at myself because I forgot to ask for the pumpkin cookies. I was like, no, it's almost September, like I need those pumpkin cookies. But next time I'm gonna get the pumpkin cookies for sure. But you know, you put like your fall candle out and then you're looking over your makeup collection and you're like, what should I pull out for fall? Makeup look, fall OOTD, fall candle, all of that's on the Healthy Habits calendar for September. I think you could pull out the Too Faced Pumpkin Spice palette and it would give you those vibes. And then you could just go to the couch, you could cozy up with a blanket, you could read a book, maybe have your fireplace going. If you don't have a fireplace, you know, get like heating pad. It'll make you warm. What a vibe. We should all have a night like that. We should do like a live chat where we're just cozy AF, you know? One that I saw mentioned a lot and I was like, yes, speaking my language, the Huda Beauty Empowered palette. Ooh, I do like this one. And I do think that it's really beautiful for fall. It's kind of like glam fall to me. like glam fall, if you will. I mean, I've almost hit pan in multiple of the shades in here. There was a time, especially when the Vegas Golden Knights were going to the Stanley Cup, like this gold was getting a little bit abused by me. That's got a big dip in it. So does Manifest It, this beautiful bronzy shade. But this is a gorgeous palette. You have the mattes, you have the creams, you have the beautiful shimmers. This is a stunning choice for fall. I don't know why it didn't pop into my mind right away when I personally myself was thinking about fall palettes. I don't know why I didn't think about the Empowered right away, but once I started seeing it come up in the answer form, I was like, oh yes, oh yes. Then we are coming up into the top 2 palettes, and I don't know if number 2 will surprise you or not. I feel like it kind of surprised me just a touch. I think maybe, you know, even from the top eyeshadow palettes of all time, I was surprised there wasn't more Too Faced in there and like Urban Decay. I honestly could have seen like the Too Faced Pumpkin Spice be even more up there. Even like the Colourpop Raw Beauty Kristi could have been more up there. But another reason why I think that I'm a little bit surprised is because of your comments when you were writing in for this palette. People were saying things like unpopular opinion. I don't think anyone else is gonna vote for this. I'm probably the only one voting for this palette. That's what I was reading, and it was so funny. As I'm marking everything down, I'm like, I think this palette's definitely gonna be mentioned in the video. And then I was like, wow, it's gonna be mentioned pretty up there. And now I'm like, it's number 2. This is the second most voted on palette, is from Melt Cosmetics, and it's the Rust palette. Okay, I'm not surprised though. This absolutely screams fall. You all are so right. I did not try this palette. I think there was one palette that I tried from Melt Cosmetics, and I'm blanking on the name right now. Blanking on the name, but that's fine. I don't think it was this one though. To me, it wasn't something like, I didn't necessarily fall in love with the formula right off the bat, but I know so many people who love the Melt Cosmetics formula from when the Melt stacks were coming out to when they started releasing their palettes. Have you tried the Rust palette? Is this one of your #1 favorites? You know, I know not my entire YouTube audience is on Instagram and vice versa, but I think it's kind of fun. I like to put it in the Instagram chat because everyone gets to have like their original opinions and thoughts over there, versus sometimes if you put it on YouTube and it's in the comment section, you know, maybe someone will see something else, or I don't know. I just feel like on Instagram, I kind of like that feature that no one knows what's being voted on. So it's kind of a surprise in these videos. But I would love to hear, were you surprised that the Melt Rust palette was so high up? Were you like, yes, this is my favorite? Or are you like, should I go buy the Melt Rust palette? Let me know. And then the top voted on palette, I will say this like barely eked out over the Melt. They were so close. There's a point I truly thought Melt Rust palette was going to run away with this one, but I swear to you, I promise you that this one just edged it out, and it's not just because it's my favorite brand. I really promise you. But it's the Natasha Denona Bronze palette. This was the most voted on by just a touch. So this is the bronze palette. Honestly, this is not my favorite palette from Natasha Denona. You know, like I said, I love the formula, but there's other palettes that I love more, including the new I Need a Nude palette, which is on my eyes today. I still like the bronze palette, and I kept this one versus the mini because I just like the midi size more. I like having a little bit more options. So again, you can do the sunset eyes and the bronzy eyes. And I mean, like this really is just fall in a palette. 100%. If I was doing a fall palette video myself, this would be one 100 times over that I would be putting into that video. If you love these kind of tones, I would still recommend the palette to you. I still think it's a great formula. I absolutely love the Natasha Denona mattes. The shimmers I think are so stunning. Again, I have that discount code, which is Samantha. I'm definitely not surprised to see Natasha Denona, especially because of course I'm asking my audience, and my audience probably has at least a somewhat similar styles or makeup preferences to me. Not everybody, you know, I know that I have so many people on my channel that love a good colorful look and all of those things, and a red lip and all of that. But a lot of times our audience tends to be what we are also interested in, and kind of matches our own makeup preferences too. So I'm not super surprised to see Natasha Denona in the top spot, but I would love to do this again with another category. I mean, let me know if you want to still see some more eyeshadow palettes, if there's any that you really want to give your opinions on, or other fall makeup. If you do want one specifically like for lip products, maybe just lip products in general, I could definitely do something like that as well. And make sure to follow me on Instagram. I am March Beauty Word, and that is where I am posting these polls. And I definitely want to do more videos like this because I love bringing your voice in. Because if I was sitting down to film top fall palettes, I mean, like I said, I only owned 3 out of the 8 that I spotlighted in this one. So I love to have more opinions than just my own. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.